Okay, let's do it. Welcome to the Vancouver Real Estate Vlog. I'm Amara.
I'm Wilfred.
And today we are talking about the process of purchasing a new rental unit as a first-time investor.
And also a little bit after that.
So we're going to talk on the actual way to find a renter as well, and what we've seen a lot of our clients do and what we feel like could add a lot of value for you. So with that in mind, we wanted to kind of share with you guys, because I talk to a lot of people on a day-to-day, and I think you probably do as well, and they don't realize how accessible it is to actually purchase a home. I'm not saying it's easy, but how possible it is for a lot of people if you're willing to be a bit flexible. So one thing that people can do is they can look at purchasing outside of Vancouver, so not purchasing right downtown, but finding an up-and-coming community. Like we've talked a lot about Burquitlam, and there's so much opportunity there. They're doing tons of developments, and it's somewhere that not many people really thought about living before. And I think if you're willing to do some extra research and get an idea on upcoming communities, there's a lot of opportunities. So we were looking specifically at prices for homes between $300,000 and $400,000, and there's lots of opportunities in Abbotsford, Chilliwack, and Port Coquitlam, just as a few examples. So whatever city or town you're interested in researching more and you think might be up and coming, take a look at the prices there and see what those opportunities are for you. So getting started into our video, do you want to touch on step one to buying your rental unit?
Step one. So doing the research, like location is obviously like a big portion of where your investment is going to return the highest. So basically doing that research on like where it's the developing areas, how many, whether the SkyTrain is going there in the future, whether the zoning has changed. So all these different things that will essentially give you a good idea whether that city or that area will keep growing and growing and growing. So for example, we've seen it in Metrotown. Metrotown is now very, it has blossomed. And then Brentwood has also grew so much. I think, like Amara mentioned, the next one will probably be Burquitlam. And if you know where low heat and you know that whole area, there's so many developments. So that's the first step. Really research. There's also many other areas like Surrey and like Langley as well, which is growing. So doing that research and knowing, okay, which specific area would I want to invest.
Awesome. And so after you've done your research, a part of getting prepared to purchase your home is going to be talking to a mortgage broker and hiring a real estate professional. So with that, your mortgage broker and your realtor are going to be able to advise you in different areas. Your mortgage broker can help you get set up financially, and they'll give you a realistic picture as to what you can afford financially. And then on our side here, we're going to understand the market and be able to share with you a little bit about what we see in the day-to-day in the market, and hopefully add some value there for you as well. Homes, which is the exciting part in this process, and the fun part, especially if it's your first time purchasing an investment property. So we're going to take you on some home tours. We're also going to set you up on a collaboration center to share properties that you can view yourself beforehand. And once we find a place that you really love, we're going to put in an offer and hopefully get it accepted for you. And then from that acceptance point, what are some things that we want to do before possession and before completion dates?
Yeah, so there's a couple things that you can do ahead of time is negotiating to have showings for your future tenants, and so that when you get the keys, the new tenant is ready. And the other thing would be to also have renovators ready. As soon as you get the keys, they renovate the place so that you essentially don't lose any, or you minimize the loss of income or maximize the return on your investment as soon as possible. In the grand scheme of things, a couple $1,000s won't make a big difference when you do sell your property, and because on average property grows it's in the past 15 years for one bedroom about 50%. So you can expect, like, let's say for example on a $500,000 purchase, it will grow most likely based on historical data to 750. Then a couple thousand won't make that much of a difference in the $250,000 that you're making.
And something to mention as well when you're looking at those renovations is it just is situational. So if you're purchasing in a home that's a big fixer-upper, it's not necessarily something I'd encourage people to do on their first rental unit purchase.
Yeah.
But maybe if you own a home already and you're, have connections with contractors or whatever that may be, or maybe, your family has done a lot of that or you have friends that can help you, that's an option. But ideally, I would suggest people take a look at homes that need just some minor cosmetic touches. And with that in mind, if you don't need to have any renovations done on the property, you can actually set it up so that your renters can move in pretty much from day one. Do you want to maybe touch on how people can do showings and advertise the property beforehand?
Yeah, so it's a bit complex in the sense that you need to negotiate with a seller and have showings coordinated and add that in the contract where you can have access. So it becomes a bit more complicated that way. But yeah, essentially you can find tenants prior, and some tenants, they don't even need to see the property physically. Either they know the building or they don't care. Then you can arrange that possession date and the start of the tenancy aligns, and that you don't lose any, you don't lose anything.
Yeah, so you just have to make sure subject removal is done so you are 100% guaranteed that that is your home. And then you can get on that process just to make sure that you don't have the property vacant and you're not losing money that way. So that's the majority of what we wanted to go over with you guys. Is there anything else you want to add before we...
Timing the market beats timing the market. And over the long term, it has shown it's a great investment. So essentially, even though you make a couple of mistakes here and there, it won't be the end of the world unless you make a big mistake. That's why your real estate agent or our sales can help you through that process.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, just shoot us a message down below or reach out through our website. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video or found anything useful, and then follow for more content.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you next time.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye-bye.